Hi class, I'm going to go over the next required essay, which is your compare and contrast essay. So let's start with the animation, and this will highlight your next type of essay, which is compare and contrast. So let's start with that.
Comparison and contrast essays. Comparison and contrast essays help us understand one subject by describing it next to another subject. A comparison and contrast essay explores the similarities or differences between two related items. Follow these guidelines to write a strong comparison and contrast essay. First, decide what point you want to make and state it in your thesis statement. A comparison and contrast essay is usually written for one of two purposes: to examine the subjects separately, or to show why one is superior to the other. Next, choose the items to compare and contrast that will make your point most effectively. Use as many specific details and examples as possible to expand your comparison. Think of the obvious and then not so obvious points of comparison. Develop your comparison in a balanced way. Give equal coverage to both subjects. Describe each point with the same number of details.
So let's imagine that you are doing a compare and contrast essay on a van versus a car. You would need 3 points of comparison like this video says. So let me show you how you would do your Foursquare organizer. So you would put your thesis statement in the middle box. So the thesis statement was, a van is a better vehicle for a family of 6 than a car. What I don't like about their thesis statement is that it gives an opinion. So I probably prefer a thesis statement that said something like, there are several points of comparison and contrast that you should consider when buying a family vehicle. They include size, mileage, and family needs. So let me pull up the, where is it? The Foursquare organizer. So I'm going to just put in the middle for now, van versus car. And then I would start with my first point of comparison, which is, let me go back to the video, size. So your first body paragraph would just focus on size, comparing the size of a van versus a car, contrasting a van versus a car. Then the next point of comparison would be mileage. So again, comparing the two, finding the similarities of mileage versus the differences. Maybe you're comparing the miles per gallon, highway miles per gallon versus city. Back to size, you could talk about how much cargo room there is, how much passenger seating there is. Okay, and then family needs would be in your third body paragraph. And in family needs, you could talk about, I don't know, if there's a TV in the back for your family, or how many passengers does it fit, or can kids easily move around. And then of course you would restate your thesis here. and wrap it up. Okay, so I'm going to continue playing the video. So now, whatever you're comparing and contrasting, you should have 3 points of comparison and contrast.
Develop your comparison in a balanced way. Give equal coverage to both subjects. Describe each point with the same number of details or examples. Organize your essay using either block style or point-by-point style. In the block style arrangement, write everything about the first topic in one block. Then, write everything about the second topic in a different block. Do not mix topics in a block style essay. In a point-by-point style arrangement, you compare both subjects on the first point. Then you compare both subjects on the second point too, and so forth. Remember to use transition words to help the reader follow your points clearly. Use transitions like similarly and likewise to show comparison, or use transitions like conversely or on the other hand to show contrast. At the end of an essay, use a concluding paragraph to summarize the main points of the essay and to provide the reader with a sense of ending. You may decide to make a choice between the two items at the end of a comparison-contrast essay. After you write your first draft, revise it using the revising checklist. When you are satisfied with your revision, apply the editing checklist.
Okay, so that's just a little bit about the comparison and contrast essay. And you will find a sample compare and contrast essay in the doc sharing. So you see it right here. And already down. So this was a sample compare and contrast essay that earned an A, and this was online apparel shopping versus clothes shopping at a clothing store. So take a look through this. So apparel shopping online and in person offer their own kind of experience and share many of the same qualities. The differences and similarities between the two lie within the fit of clothes, the stock available, and how much time it takes to do both. So they are the points of comparison. So take a read through that and start thinking about what you're going to write your compare and contrast essay. Remember that it should be related to your current career or a future career. So in the discussion, I want to see what you are considering writing about. I also want to see in the rough draft drop box, along with your rough draft, I also want to see your Foursquare organizer. Please don't forget that important step. It really makes a difference. Also, please reach out to me if you have any questions at all. So I look forward to seeing your rough drafts and your Foursquare organizers. And please reach out to me if you have any questions. Also, please complete the discussion about your compare and contrast essay. Okay, see you later.